Hello. All right, today I'm going to show you how I make my room sprays. This is the video I have been waiting to make because a lot of folks have asked me about it and been curious. So I'm going to show you. Very simple 5-ingredient room spray. So first I will start with showing you my tools. As usual, my trusty little, we like to call it a drug scale jokingly, but it's a perfect little gram scale for fragrance measuring. It is perfect, and because I use tool number 2, shot glasses, it works. Most of the time I just eyeball, just because I know how much of each thing I need for a certain size. Like, here's a 2 ounce, here's a 4 ounce. I know how much, and because I use 4 ounce shot glasses, I know, okay, I need this amount of fragrance. So I'll just measure it up to the line, and I'll do quick math. It's the only math I can do quickly. So these are my bottles. Again, 2 ounce, 4 ounce. I get these from Bottle Depot, through Amazon, of course, because it's convenient. But these are the frosted, clear frosted bottles. I love these. And to fill them, I use a funnel with a handle. Makes it very easy. I think I got these at Marshall's. I can't remember where I got them. Definitely wasn't Amazon. So for mixing, I used to use a frother, but it would make it too foamy and I hated it, so I switched to a different frother. But this time it came with a, somewhere in here, is it? Oh, it came apart. Huh. All right, I don't know how that happened. Add that to the blooper reel. I don't really use it anyway. This is the attachment that came with, oh, it broke. Oh, that sucks. Okay, well, I didn't use that anyway, but this is the similar attachment that came to the last frother I used. Because I mix at sort of high speeds, I don't use it. In the first stage, I'll show you the first stage, but when you're mixing the fragrance oil and your emulsifying agent, this is okay because it won't get super frothy because it's so thick. This is fine. But otherwise, I like to mix by hand. So this is why I have different little whisks, baby whisks, whiskets, whiskers. But yeah, you can see, just pop it in. I said just pop it in. I say just pop it in. All right then. Well, that's not gonna work. So, but this, if I feel like being automatic, I will use this. I usually don't. Here are my glass pipettes for measuring out oils. If I'm making a blend on the fly, like if I'm doing a custom, I'll use these. Sometimes I use the reusable ones, but I like these as well. And this is just a random spoon. So I will take out actually all of those because I have, what is that, 6? 5. I'll take out 5 because I have 5 different scents to make today. All right, ingredients. So first, fragrance oil, clearly. I don't have one right here on my desk yet, but I'll go grab it in a second. Veggie glycerin. This is good. I like to use it because it helps the scent last longer, helps it go further, and if you use it as a body spray, which some of them you can, it helps with that. Emulsifying agent. This is the key. This helps your fragrance oil and your water. This helps the oil and the water blend together so that you don't have to shake it every time you use it, or just so you're not looking at an oil slick. And it's pretty and it works. Distilled water. I'm not going to lift it up because this is actually leaking, but I use distilled water. Some people use witch hazel. It's just a preference. For me, I prefer the distilled water. And Everclear. This shit will kill you. No, not really. Only if you're irresponsible. But this is also a preference. Some people use perfumer's alcohol, which is kind of encouraged so you don't get people drinking it. Some people just use the witch hazel just straight up and don't bother with alcohol. And some people just use gin or just regular vodka. I like the Everclear because the alcohol smell just goes away immediately, basically, and it's good. It's a good solid alcohol. If you're making perfumes, if you're making room sprays, you can't beat it, honestly. So with that being said, I'll go get the rest of my supplies, clean up this water, and I'll be back. All right, so let's get to making. So sometimes I like to just keep everything in one container, just because even though it is easier to mix in a bigger measuring cup, I just have the one. This one has held up against the very potent fragrance oils, so I like to mix in it sometimes so I can easily pour, but also then I have to wash it out. And if, like today, I have 5 different sprays to make, I don't want to keep running back and forth to the sink. Why don't I just buy more? Good question. Maybe I'll answer it one day. So sometimes I will mix in one, and instead of doing math, I will use another shot glass, or use the other one to say pour the poly 80 in it, or measure out, an ounce, 2 ounces of Everclear. So to start, you want, the formula I use is mix the fragrance oil first. So that's already made. This is Burlesque. I have a 4 ounce of that to make. So you want to use, say, 10-12% of your bottle size for your fragrance oil amount. I like to go on the higher side because I like mine potent, and everybody else likes mine potent. So because this is a 4 ounce container, I will use 0.4 ounces of fragrance. So that's, let's see. So I know that this is just under, going to be just under that ½ ounce mark. So I will pour that in and stop there. And like I said, I like these potent, so I'm not like super strict. So if it's a little over, that's okay. Then you want a 2-to-1 ratio of poly 80. So this is gonna be 0.8 ounces. Sorry for knocking the camera. So what do? Now I do some math. What is 0.4 plus 0.8? That should, I don't have my calculator handy. So that should take me a little bit over, almost 2 an ounce, I believe. Again, this part I'm not super particular about. Let's get there. All right. Now, at this point, it is still clear. And this is where you want to blend. So you want to blend it until it loses that oil slicky look. See how it's kind of cloudy and oil slicky? So this is also where my little baby whisk comes in handy. Apologies for the sniffles. It is the beginning of allergy season. Spring has sprung. So mix, mix, mix. Plus, I like the little tinkle that it makes. Ding, ding, ding. Mix it good. The bubbles are fine. The bubbles won't hurt. But you see how thick it is. And this is why I say the frother is fine in this stage. It's okay. So I like to mix a little extra just to be sure. It is very well mixed. Okay. Now that that is mixed, it is time for your alcohol. And that is going to be half. So I want 2 ounces of alcohol. So I'm at 1 ounce now. So then I will add alcohol until it gets to 3 ounces, right? Yes. Sometimes I'll use a shot glass for that. Other times I won't. It just depends. If it's just a clean amount, like 4 ounces are pretty easy to break down and measure. The 2 ounces, a few more decimals involved. So, little more math. So then I will use those. That's what we want to see. Blend it well. And then we want 40% of your container size for your water or your witch hazel, whichever you're using. Now this is the part where it may change appearance. A lot of people have issues with it being cloudy. That can be solved early on with making sure you mix well after every ingredient. Sometimes it'll still be cloudy. It just depends on the fragrance oil. I don't have that issue often. Usually mine stay crystal clear throughout the whole process, but sometimes it's like, it's not okay. I wish it was still pretty, but you know. Plus with the frosted bottles, you really can't tell, but I'm always proud when it stays clear. So now I need 1.6 ounces of water. So I'm at 3. That's gonna take me over 4, but that's fine. Usually I'll just take the extra, and that's how I make my samples. So I will use a measuring cup this time because I don't want to overfill. There's 1.5. I'll pull it down to 1.5. And it's already made at this point, so it doesn't hurt if there's a little less water. I'd rather it be a little less than a little more. Mix it in slowly. There's our 4 ounces, possibly a little over. We mix it well. And it goes back to being clear. And I am satisfied. See? You can see the bottom. If I can see my whisk through the bottom, I'm happy. So I'll stir it a little more. And this is the point where if you use this broken guy here, you'll probably get foam. And again, we don't like foam. So because I only use water in this, I don't have to wash it. And now it's time to fill. There's my funnel. And I will slowly pour. Hopefully not make a mess, but this is why I put paper down. Pour, pour, pour. Pour, pour, pour. We're still good. We're still good. And there's 4 ounce spray. It is good to go. It is all ready. And it is ready to be labeled. And that is it. It is that easy. It is a lot less time consuming than candles or wax melts. So these are probably my favorite things to make. Not just because they're easy, but also because they're easy to use. Sometimes I don't want to light a whole ass candle. Sometimes I just want to spray. Sometimes I just want a few spritzes. And if you have purchased my sprays before, you will know that they are potent. A friend of mine sprayed one, I think around noon, and could still smell it the next day, and could still smell it the next day, and then could still smell it. So it just depends. But most of the time it'll last a few days. So if you don't like how it smells, don't spray a lot of it. Also, I forgot the glycerin. It's the tiniest amount. It's like 0.8 if you're doing an 8-ounce jar, but I still like to add it. And this I just squirt directly in the bottle, just because it has the convenient flip lid. So put it in, shake it. This one uses fragrance oils that are body safe. So this can be a room, linen, or body spray. And there you have it. There it is, finished. All right. That is that. I will put the links to my supplies below in the description. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you to everyone who's curious about my process, and I hope it helped, and have a good day.